What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Debrief. This is episode 2. If you're not familiar, what we do here is just a raw, uncut talk. I ask questions on my Instagram, which is Fly with Garrett. I post a questionnaire type thing every single week, and then we come and have a just very raw, unedited talk. It's your questions. It's me answering just off the top of my head. I haven't thought about any of this question. So it's me, you, your questions, Atlas Hydration, and we've got Bella snoozing in the back. So let's get right into it. I do want to apologize for missing last week because it was July 4th and I took a little vacation. It was nice. It was my first time in the Hamptons. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It was nice to just be out of New York City. And it made me just appreciate nature a little more. So let's get right into it. Advice to someone with 150 hours to ATP men's with the state of the industry right now. Well, if you're at 150 hours, things can change overnight. I know there's a lot of questions going on with potential furloughs. Nothing's been announced on the furlough front, so let's not jump right to the F word. But I know that classes have been paused, and it can definitely be a demoralizing thing, especially for the people that are CFI, basically right after ATP men's. It's very frustrating, and I get that. But I want you to stay focused, keep your eye on the prize. You've been working so hard. For you with 150 hours, like I said, things can change overnight. So stay focused, just keep building your flight time, stick on the path that you were going to do. The only other thing that I would say is maybe if you're so young into your flight hours, I would say maybe consider going to like a 135 operation versus being a flight instructor. And I'm only saying that because pay might be better. It might transition you to getting turbine time. There's a bunch of different variables. So if you can get a low time 135 operation, maybe that's the route to go instead of flight instruction. That way you can make, if the industry does do a true pause, you can make that flight time and you can make that good money while we're in this pause period. So that's my 2 cents on that. Other than doing 135, I think flight instructing is personally my favorite and I think the best option to building flight time. Next one is, what's the next Atlas flavor? Great question. For any of you that aren't familiar, I have an electrolyte business. If I can get it to focus. It is called Atlas Hydration. The website will be linked down below. It's vitamin B6, B12, vitamin C, potassium, sodium, 890 milligrams of electrolytes, and most importantly, it's sugar-free. So if you guys want to check it out, it's linked in the description down below. The next flavors, we only have strawberry lemonade right now, but we are currently in the process over on my counter over there are sampling 5 new flavors. I don't want to give it away yet, but if you guys love strawberry lemonade, you're going to love all the other flavors. By the way, this is the best tasting electrolytes on the market, but stay tuned for the next flavor. If strawberry lemonade is not your thing, I think we should be able to check your flavor palette very nicely with this next flavor. Top 3 cities to be based and flying internationally. Ooh, this is a really good question. Top 3 cities. 1, I think New York City, where I currently live. I think it's a great international hub. Access to Europe, which is my favorite. I love traveling to Europe. So much diversity there. So many different cultures in the EU. I think that it depends. It depends. LA is great if you like to go to, Southeast Asia, if you want to do Australia, New Zealand, French Polynesian Island, whatever it might be. LA, West Coast is going to be great. But personally, I think New York, Miami, because now you can go South America. So I would say New York and Miami are going to be my top places, then probably LA. But me personally, I'd like being on the East Coast because it just has easier access to European countries. Take us through your journey from concept to commercialization, Atlas. Whew, great question. Who asked this? Piloting career 2.0. So I was realizing about 2 years ago when I was getting, after, I was fully synced into being at Mainline, meaning our flights are getting longer, and I was just feeling really tired after flights. And I couldn't figure out why. And I kind of pinpointed it down to truly being just dehydrated. It's such a dry, dehydrating atmosphere. And at the regional carriers, I'm up at altitude for like 20 minutes. At Mainline, I'm up altitude for like 4 hours. So it's definitely dehydrating. And I started playing around with electrolytes and I started to feel better. But I knew that was the direction I needed to go towards. I started doing research on dehydration and how 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. And I just started diving deep and deep and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I tried all these different products out there in the market. And I just couldn't find one that fit my needs and that also was going to be zero sugar and had vitamins, had the proper electrolytes, all in just a little 10-gram sachet like we've done here. So yeah, just under 2 years ago, that started the journey, and then found a manufacturer, went through the whole sampling process, like 7 different culminations of formulas, and finally found the right one, hit the flavor palette perfectly. We use stevia leaf extract as a sweetener. And yeah, that's kind of long story short of how Atlas came to fruition. And then designing, I worked with a team on that. Yeah, and now it's my baby, and I'm super proud about, super passionate about, is hydrating each and every single one of you. And if you've given the brand a shot, thank you guys so much. It'll continue to develop into a better and better product year over year. And every SKU that we roll out, things will get better. But I think we have an amazing foundation so far. And yeah, I'm very, very proud of it. What sparked the ambition of becoming not only an airline pilot, but also an entrepreneur? Great question. So I've always been a little hustler in the sense of like, ever since I can remember, cutting all my neighbors' lawns, washing all their cars, fishing golf balls out of the woods and the ponds and cleaning them and reselling them. Like anything I could do to just like scratch that itch that I had of wanting to just sell and build something and like have friends help me out with lemonade stands. And yeah, that's, you guys have heard like the Gary V spiel of like just being a hustler since day one. And, yeah, that kind of stuck with me through college. Started a car dealership, and which I don't think I've ever talked about. Got investment properties, and just kind of in the investment property side of things. It was just right time, right place. Charlotte, a very good emerging market. A lot of luck to do with it all, for sure, 100%. And but I've just always had that mindset. And you guys saw, Flight Apparel, probably if you've been around for a while. Unfortunately, I had to close that down due to a trademark infringement situation, which was very annoying. But I found my space. I found my baby. I'm very passionate about Atlas. I've got some few other things working in the background that I'm advising on. And yeah, I wish I could tell you what sparked it. There wasn't like a day. I just remember since the day I just remember being really, really tiny, just a little kid pushing the lawnmower, not even be able to see over the bars of the lawnmower, just pushing it, cutting everyone's grass, making $20 here, $20 there, dog sitting, whatever I could do. I think Bella's dreaming back here right now. Yeah, she's running in her dream. So yeah, that's kind of like my ambition and my journey thus far. How did it feel to finally get to Mainline after spending years at a regional? How did it feel? It felt like from a career aspect, you know how piloting comes first and foremost. Being an airline pilot is my passion. I love it. I love it. And I would give up social media and everything if I had to. I would hate to, but if I had to. Being an airline pilot is who I am, and it's my passion. And I'm fortunate, super fortunate, that being a pilot enables me to be able to work on these other ventures as well and be able to talk to you guys and hopefully help you and mentor some of you and point you in the right direction. Even just saying maybe one thing here, maybe the guy who asked about, I'm at 150 hours, what do I do in this data industry? Maybe go 135 and build your flight time. I just hope that each video helps at least one person, and that's all I'm thankful for. But getting to Mainline, it felt like a sense of relief. Like anyone who knows, who's been working on your ratings, it's always like building flight time. Even when you get to the regionals, it's like, okay, let me build as much flight time as possible and get 1,000 hours of SIC time, a 121 carrier. So that way I'm qualified to be a captain. I meet the 1,000 hours of 121 time minimums to be a captain. Okay, now let me build my 121 PIC time up, which is pilot in command time for second in command. And then maybe once I have 500 PIC hours at 121 carrier or 1,000 hours, then it'll enable me to be qualified to get to the majors. And it just feels like it's a never ending race. And once you finally get to the majors, it's like, I can relax. I can breathe. I don't have to build flight time. I don't have to go to work today if I don't want to. Like, I can drop flights. I can manipulate my schedule. It's unbelievable. It's like, it's a dream come true to work at the company that I'm at. And, I'm just a first officer on a 737 right now, but a lot of my classmates have upgraded, and you sacrifice seniority, obviously, when you upgrade. And I'm just so fortunate that I'm at my final destination. Of course, I'm going to upgrade eventually. Of course, I'm going to fly the wide body eventually. But I'm so content right now and so thankful and happy, and just the utmost amount of gratitude to work at the company that I work at, be able to fly when I want to fly, be able to drop trips just about when I want to drop trips, be able to build a business like this and hydrate you guys and try and make the best product possible and provide value and make content like this, all while being an airline pilot. It's insane. Life is crazy. I have the best job in the world, the best career in the world. I have the best audience in the world, and there's not a damn thing I would change. Not a damn thing that I would change. And yeah, so that's how it finally felt, if that answered your question. Okay, it looks like this is the last question by another Garrett. What's up, Garrett? Do you ever see yourself leaving New York for another city? If so, which one? One day I'll get into the details of why I ever came to New York City to begin with. But yeah, long story short, yes, I do plan on leaving New York City. Definitely, of course. Well, I wouldn't say of course, but I'm already planning to be here longer than initially expected. I'm meeting great people. Connections here are insane. It's a great hub to travel, to meet friends, to work on JVs abroad. The airline side of it is insane. The trips are phenomenal. The crews are great. Like, I wouldn't trade anything on the flight side of it. On the networking side, it's insane. I'm starting to meet amazing people. To be honest, the biggest shocker was I knew things were expensive here, and I'm definitely spending copious amounts more cash month over month here, just going to dinner, living accommodations, Ubering to the airport, whatever it might be. Dog sitters, like everything is more. Everything. The biggest shocker to me was going from my big over the top 4-story townhome in Charlotte, the last place I lived in, which was like a dream place. Insane. Huge rooftop. My rooftop at the previous place is twice as big as my apartment. So I went from that to this. So it was a massive shocker. And it was tough to adjust to initially, like really tough. But I guess I'll make this announcement right now, 15 minutes into this video and on the last questions. Well, I guess let me finish your question. If I were to go somewhere else, as of right now, the next destination I think would maybe be South Florida. Don't hold me to that, but I'm thinking that's what it might be. But for right now, I'm pretty happy. And the end of the video right here, I guess I'll tell you guys that this will be the last video that you guys see on this YouTube channel in this apartment. I'm moving next week in 4 days, and it's going to make my life day to day so much better. More than doubling the size of the apartment, just natural light out the yazoo. Bella will be happier. Yeah, it'll be insane. And I'm excited for it. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So thank you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Debrief. Today was a mini pod. We're at 16 minutes. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below for the next video. Follow me on Instagram so you can see when I post a questionnaire for you guys to fill out for these Debrief mini pods. Snag some Atlas. And write down 3 things that you're happy and you have gratitude for in your notes section of your phone right now. 3 things that you're thankful for. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.